Oi, monk. It's me, gay Christian Bale. What are you doing with that tank in my run-down post-apocalyptic castle?
Well, I don't know who this monk is. It's me, Matthew McConaughey. I got 200 randy American men here off of the McDonald's, and we're looking to rut with some nasty limey hole.
God damn it. Center myself. And I'm Femboy Gerard Butler. Will you please scratch my cat ears?
This is all the power you ever had. Now it is mine. Pity, there's not more time for us.
You tell him it's open season on suckheads.
No more clowning around! Fire
Is that gasoline I smell?
No, man. No!
Welcome everyone to the hit show Edging with Trash and Monk. I'm Monk.
And I'm like an even gayer version of Christian Bale.
That's true. That is what our other co-host Briantrash is. You have no idea how deeply challenging that cold open was to record, listener.
Yeah, we had to do multiple takes.
We had to do multiple takes. It's also fucking 3:30 in the goddamn morning. We're edging after dark. Okay, I hope you appreciate the fucking suffering we go through for this art. And I have to make it 3 episodes in a row that I'm complaining about this. We recorded 2 episodes out of order. And now, like, I'm fucking thinking about verses. I'm thinking about all the, like, therapy that Brian and I had to go to in order to be in the same room together. After
we had to get to couples therapy. It was like it was a fucking mess.
Yeah, I learned all about how Brian's a controlling narcissist who
and I'm working on it.
No, you're not. Neither am
You're
I.
Right. You know, it's just if someone has a bad opinion about media, then I have to tell them they're wrong.
Okay, I don't want to talk about Versus too much because I don't want to get back into that. But I did learn something about that movie. I did learn that Hideo Kojima is in the movie. He's one of the zombies.
Yeah, that's fucking wild. Like, fucked up, you know? Like, why?
Because it's awesome. But anyway, I want to talk to you. What I do want to talk to you about, what I do want your input on is
me or gay or Christian Bale?
Either or, honestly.
Okay, got it.
I'm looking at a tweet right now. You may have seen this. I purposely avoided showing it to you, but this seems like the type of sicko shit you would just stumble upon. This is a tweet from Drew Carey. This is
I am familiar with this. Actually, I've seen a lot about this, but I'll fill you in more afterwards.
Okay, well, let me read the whole tweet out before. Maybe there's another Drew Carey tweet where he typed out, "This is what it must feel like to come with a pussy."
Yeah,
because if it's even close, I'm flying to whatever tomorrow and getting the best pussy money can buy. I don't need to be a man. No more of it. I don't need to be a man. No more of it means I can feel like this all the time. Fucking keep it, bro. If I can get this feeling instead. That was God at work or something. Like, it felt like I was being saved by Jesus. No lie. And could you tell our listeners what this tweet where Drew Carey is talking about coming with a pussy is in reference to?
It's about going to a Fish concert at the Sphere in Las Vegas. Yeah, I mean, you can't see it because I'm shadow banned on Twitter. But I did reply to Drew Carey saying, "Now try the other E," and in parentheses it says Strogen.
Nice.
Yeah. because the joke is that he was now. You see, the joke, listener, is that he was on ecstasy at the Fish concert. But then he should take
what you fucking
estrogen. You know,
you munch on ecstasy at Fish, or is that like? Because like it
I don't
seems like ecstasy.
You take whatever. I think
of Fish, you'd want to be like fucking like I don't know, on like acid or some shit.
Yeah, maybe, but Monk, also, I mean, have you taken ecstasy before?
I have not, no, because ecstasy is the type of drug you get offered at a party, and I don't go to that.
Oh yeah, for sure. As someone who is experienced in the dark arts of partying, yeah, so it doesn't matter. You could take it anywhere; it just feels good.
Yeah, can I take it to the grocery store?
That should just be fucking rocks. Yeah, you can go to the grocery store and eat. You'll start rubbing up on the cereal, maybe, but you know, wow.
Damn, these honey bunches of that bee from the honey bunches of oats. Something about him.
Do you want to do story time, or do you want to keep it focused?
Let's do story time. Fuck it. This is edging after dark, so we're fucking losing the plot.
Yeah, that's why we're putting on Patreon, right? Just kidding. No, anyone can hear this amazing story. So the first time I did ecstasy, right?
Yeah.
I went to a party in Seattle. And all my friends were hanging out, at this house where one of them was living and purveying, substances. And I got there and was like, oh, let's hang out and we'll do some E. And everybody's like, well, actually, we're all hippie flipping tonight. And hippie flipping is a term for taking E and mushrooms at the same time. Okay. So I took both of those, right? And I had the immense body high you get from that is it's tremendous. You feel insane. I was writhing on the floor like a worm, progressively losing clothes, people were coming over and being like, hey, how you doing? And like handing me really cool items like fishnets to touch. And that was really awesome. But then it took a dark turn. So I was hanging out on the couch.
Hey, it's April 15th and your taxes are due.
No, that was a different time. That was different. But it took a dark turn. Actually, this takes several dark turns, okay? So I'm sitting on the couch naked with a couple friends. We're just like hanging out, watching a party. It's like dark. There's like bright lights being swung around all over the place because, everyone's fucked up. And just sitting there, and this guy that looks kind of like dollar store Bob Dylan comes up, and he's like, hey, how you doing? And I'm like, oh yeah. And he definitely wanted to fuck, but I did not want to fuck. And he was like, yeah, so we're all doing I got this DOC, which is a research chemical. Yeah, do you know about the research chemicals?
I've heard of a research chemical or two. I don't know if I've heard of DOC.
Well, DOC is an odd one. It's one that's it's like a mescaline analog. And so I was like, yeah, I'll take a little bit of DOC, just a touch, right? And then after taking that, I started seeing, anytime I closed my eyes, I started seeing eyes blinking in front of me. And so that was a little distressing. But what really changed was that all the music suddenly became dark and evil. So someone put on Yellow Submarine, the most inoffensive music you could ever hear, right? And I'm lying on the ground again, looking at the screen and hearing demon noises. I'm just like, this is stressful, and then after the long night, not sleeping, gets to be 6 or 7 in the morning, and I'm like, I think it's time to start heading home. So I start heading home and find out that I have an appointment at the doctor to go and get a flu shot. And so I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I'll go and get a flu shot. I get there. I stumble into the office at something like 8 a.m. and I'm just like, oh, hey. And they're like, long night. And I'm like, yeah. And then I proceeded to get a flu shot while still very much on ecstasy. So shouts out to every first time I do a drug, it seems like something horrifying happens afterwards, which is amazing. That's not quite true, but
how does this fucking happen? I've never been in a situation where I've had like a doctor's appointment like anytime in that same week and have like been able to think about anything other than having a doctor's appointment at a specific time.
Oh, I don't know.
How do people forget that they? I know this is not you being fucking. I'm not. This is definitely me being the fucking weird one here.
No, I mean this is me being like 19 years old and stupid. Right.
Yeah, when I was 19 years old and stupid, I would like go to the doctor's office like the day before and like camp out because I'd be losing my mind.
Meanwhile, I'm just like fucking partying in the city.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah. I mean, fair. Yeah. And I don't know. And of course you were referencing taxes on acid, which that's the other thing.
Brian arc.
That's my classic Brian story. Oh, Brian. Oh, you mean that weirdo who fucking did taxes the day after they did acid for the first time? Amazing. Yeah. Oh. Hey, hey, listeners, have you ever looked at a computer screen and seen all the letters and numbers falling off as you're trying to do something important?
Yeah, I think I would be immune to this. I don't think it's actually possible for me to have a bad trip.
That's wonderful.
I think the reality is that like I've I think the reality is I would enjoy a bad trip, honestly. I think that like I don't know, I'm just I'm capable of compartmentalizing to an extreme degree, It's like, okay, cool, this horrible shit is happening right now. Well, let's see where this goes, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you just follow the rabbit hole, whether or not it's, and you just deal. No, I get that for sure. But anyways, back to Drew Carey.
Yeah, what do you think fucking Drew Carey was I guess ecstasy your theory is for the
Yeah, probably some like X cut with like maybe like I don't know, maybe a little meth or something, maybe some coke or something like that,
Yeah.
Just having a fucking real one. Hold on, I'd never listened to the video.
Well, yeah, what I put it on? It's like 18 seconds. Let's it might,
I mean, if you want to.
Let me play a little bit of it and see what happens. Woo! Okay, it's fish. Yeah.
It's fish. It's like that sucks. Like there's no way you could be hanging out at that show and be like,
God,
I feel like I'm getting sucked up by the angel Gabriel.
I feel like I'm coming with a pussy.
Yeah.
Already just kind of a wild thing to go to, I think.
Yeah. And that's why I hope that Drew, takes some time and thinks about what's going on and
yeah, it sounds like you just really want to come with a pussy because like that's like on you, I think. And it's a noble goal in life if that's what you're
yeah, I mean,
get.
I think that's great for a lot of people. And I hope that, Drew, if you want to do that, that you there's some nice paths you can take to get that done. You could, if you want to email the podcast about it, I'd be happy to respond with a couple helpful hints. Or you could go and talk to a doctor about it. That'd probably be the better thing to do.
Yeah, you could talk to these random assholes
thing to do
with the podcast, or you could like go to the doctor.
The actual best thing you could do though is email the podcast or leave a voicemail. as and tell us, if that's what you think is going on. If you want to come on the podcast, we can have a little chit chat. It'd be great. Whatever movie you want to watch, frankly,
That's true.
if it's maybe Titan, I totally understand. I'm just saying.
What good what's your favorite movie about coming with a pussy?
About teeth, probably.
There you go.
Teeth.
We'll watch Teeth.
Yeah.
Drew Carey.
Yeah.
That's confirmed. That's set in stone. I've talked to
Yeah. Yeah. We've talked to her agent. I mean, Drew's agent, and oh god. But anyways, also there's follow up to this fucking story.
Is there?
There's more. Yeah. So Drew posted that, and then like hours later, I think, went on a television show called After Midnight. And or maybe a day later. But
I do see he posted the link to that. Hold on. Is there a timestamp in this I can go to?
I'll work on that really quick.
Okay.
But yeah, he went on the show and started talking about his experience after he got a nice little, oh come on, is it in here? Is it like here? No, that's not it. Shit. I wish we were better prepared for this, listeners.
Yeah, this honestly I didn't expect this kind of poll. I just saw the one tweet and I'm like, Brian should see this.
Brian would love this tweet. And you know what? I did love that tweet. But also, Drew Carey went onto the show and everybody was referencing this tweet the entire episode because it's just like, it's a transcendent tweet, right? That's like one of those tweets that really will break like containment and go everywhere.
That's some cocky want boing boing shit he's on.
Yeah. And also, I just got to say, what an excellent episode. Drew loved you in After Midnight tonight, or last night. It was really nice that you got to hang out with Weird Al and Thomas Lennon, two comedians that I actually know their names and like. Why?
You're a big Weird Al fan?
No. Weird Al's okay. He is a legend. Oh wait, holy shit. I think I did find it. It's like right at the beginning, actually.
Right at the beginning. Okay. So
yeah, it's at 12 seconds. No, just start at the very beginning.
Okay.
Drew, if you weren't being filmed right now, what would you say?
Oh no.
Oh, is this being filmed? Oh yeah, this is being filmed. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, we just got a couple.
Give me a minute.
Okay.
So I saw fish at the Sphere this weekend. Never saw a fish. Never didn't know a fish tune, and they blew my minds off so hard. I thought to myself, I had a bunch of girls with me, and I thought to myself, is this what it's like to?
Some of the pussy.
People that were there could verify 100% true. This is what it's like. It was like being edged for 4 days straight.
Jesus Christ.
And then right before that face-melting climax at the end on the 4th day, an angel comes down from heaven, Gabriel, and he shoots heroin in your arm. And he says, good luck now, and he leaves. And then you have an orgasm for 15 minutes while your eyeballs fall out of your head.
God. Okay, Drew, my man, maybe you also need to adjust your expectations before you make any life decisions about pussy.
Yeah, I don't think having a pussy makes you come like that. Just like 1-to-1. You know what I mean? Like there's some steps between those things, but yeah, that was that, and then everybody kept referencing it through the whole episode, so they had to keep it in the episode despite having to bleep out like half of the fucking thing. Which I don't know. I just really appreciate when they really force Taylor, the host, to play along.
Also,
the wildest shit ever.
fucking fish can't be that good, right? Like I
Not.
who's better? Who's better? You might have an opinion on this. I
Okay.
could not tell you the name of either of these. One song from either of these bands. Who's better, Fish or Grateful Dead?
Grateful Dead, because I know 2 songs by Grateful Dead, and I know 1 song by Fish.
I bet
I bet if you like, it's
like,
Touch of Grey, or like Silver Lining, or whatever the fuck it's called, and the one about the railroad, Casey Jones. That's the Grateful Dead, and then Fish, I know the one that's about bathtub gin.
This is a game that I've just come up with. The game is called Grateful Dead or Fish, and I'm going to play an excerpt, like a short clip of a song from either Grateful Dead or Fish. Okay. And I want you to tell me if it is the Grateful Dead or Fish.
Okay.
We've
gotten so far from gayer Christian Bale.
Okay, is that Grateful Dead or
That's Fish? That's gotta be Fish.
That is the Grateful Dead.
Damn.
Okay.
That sucks.
Hold on.
Give me another one. Give me another one. Oh, well, that's easy. That's Grateful Dead because it's too old.
Okay,
it's Fish, isn't it?
That's Grateful Dead. You got it.
Okay, right. So that sucked.
What about something? Here's another one. Let me All right, Grateful Dead or Fish?
I feel like that's got to be Grateful Dead. Did you hear that soft tambourine in the background?
That is also Grateful Dead. You got.
Yeah, I hated that. Like, you've got to be checking the ears on these things because that's Grateful Dead for sure.
That is Fish. That is Fish at the Sphere. You thought I'd fake you out and only do Grateful Dead songs.
Damn.
I think 3 for 5 is a pretty good score on Grateful Dead or Fish.
Yeah, two bands I don't enjoy.
I think it's a pretty good score, and I would encourage people honestly to play this game at home with other unsuspecting bystanders. Like if you're on the bus and like you're just talking to some guy on the bus, you're like, "Hey, can you tell me if this is a Grateful Dead song or a Fish song?" And report back and let me know how that goes.
Yeah, if you're ever like lurking on a corner in the middle of the night and you see some like random stranger walking along, just approach them with your phone out and be like, "Hey, is this or this?"
I think Grateful Dead or Fish has a lot of potential as being a really fun game to play with your friends.
Oh, absolutely. I do agree that it sounds fun because they sound nearly identical. And you could even expand on this by doing Grateful Dead, Fish, String Cheese Incident. And there's at least a couple more bands that are all in the same genre of wanky ass hippie music that you could definitely include in your round in this round table of bullshit.
I don't know, it sounds like a white guy with dreadlocks playing acoustic guitar.
Yeah, it sounds like music that no one would care about if they weren't on a massive elephant dose of drugs right now.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
But Drew Carey's first time with Fish, and he loved it. I'm like, what were you listening to before? Were you listening to fucking Kenny G exclusively? Like, what? How did that happen? How do you find Fish for the first time and you lose your mind like that? And the answer is, of course, ecstasy. Yeah, it's true. Yeah,
that's how you do it.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one.
It would also explain why I wasn't able to come for 4 hours.
Yeah. And you'll never come again, Drew.
Right,
I swear I just talked to God.
Maybe we should fucking talk about the movie. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, we should probably talk about the movie. Okay, everybody. Hey, we watched a movie. It's completely unrelated to fish, Drew Carey, or anything, but it is related to our really
It's because
dumb
we're
opener.
edging after dark, okay?
Well, no, that's true because Drew was talking about edging in that, so that's the through line. Drew was like, "Hey, it
Yeah,
felt
so,
like edging for 10 days."
So fucking Rain of Fire is the movie we watched. This is a movie about fucking Christian Bale and his life partner Gerard Butler living in a castle together. What is the deal with Gerard Butler in movies? Do you think anyone's ever like consciously decided I want Gerard Butler to be in this movie, or do you think he just like lurks around the set and like starts doing things and people like, well, I guess Gerard Butler's in this.
I think one person really. Do you know who it is too? I bet.
Oh, it's the. I don't even think they wanted him in Gamer is a thing. I think that
No,
I thought
but it's Zack Snyder.
Oh, there you go.
Zack Snyder wants Gerard Butler.
Right, he was in 300. God, we're gonna
for 300. Yeah,
300 at some point.
Yeah, we're probably gonna have to watch 300 at some point. Yeah. The rousing tale of Thermopylae. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, no, I think the Snide dog probably is on good terms with Gerard.
The podcast's favorite incel, Zack Snyder, probably really wanted Gerard Butler for that. Also, maybe Gladiator. I don't know who directed Gladiator, but
I don't think they wanted
really
Gerard Butler in Gamer. I think Gerard Butler is just who they got because they got fucking Jason Statham for the last one, you know. And you don't go from fucking Statham to Butler like because you chose to do that, right? Like no one would do that.
I don't think so. I think that's when you make a movie and everybody's like, "Well, you can't make movies."
I think that's when like you go like 5 people down your list and they're like, I don't know, dog.
You know, it was all right last time, but I don't know. I don't know if I want my name on anything else with you directing it. Yeah. Well, anyways, that's Gerard Butler. Gerard Butler is in this movie, and he's
all
not
right in this one. He's like
horrible.
fine.
Yeah, he's fine. I think he really does have supporting actor energy, and I think that he really does shine in that position.
That's true.
Yeah. And Christian Bale, of course, has leading man energy all the time. So does Matthew McConaughey. They're both great.
Yeah, they're both great. The guy who voiced Geralt of Rivia in the Witcher games is in this movie.
Wait, really?
Doug Cockle, yeah. He's
wild.
Goosh.
Who's Goosh?
I think he says like 2 lines. He's like one of like his little soldiers.
Is he like like
I don't fucking know. I don't think he's doing the Geralt voice in this movie.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I honestly, Rain of Fire, second time seeing this one now. First time was honestly a little bit more impressive than the second time. I don't know. This movie, I do really like Rain of Fire. I think Rain of Fire is fucking, they've got a premise that is fucking stupid as hell, and they just fucking commit to it. And there's something to that. Where you're like
living for it. I'm into it.
Yeah, it's like, okay, well, if we made this stupid ass decision, we made the stupid ass decision of making a movie about fucking the apocalypse happens and dragons have taken over the earth. Let's like think this through and see what the fuck this would actually be like. And
and that's a fucking awesome energy.
Yeah. Like we're gonna hard commit to the bit. We're not gonna half-ass it. We're not gonna do any well that just happened bullshit. Like this is what it's like to live in Dragon Vietnam.
Exactly. It's it's like a really cool movie. I always forget that the intro happens in this movie.
Yeah, the intro where they set up the like Christian Bale was at Dragon Ground Zero.
Yeah. Like, oh my God, Christian Bale was there when the dragon emerged. And it's like, okay, cool. Yeah. Got it. And, you know, frankly, that scene's done pretty well. It's a very horror movie and works well. And let's see. Then you jump forward 45 years or something like that. I'm kidding. It's probably less than that. But Christian Bale is an adult now, and living in a castle with his guy.
Yeah.
They're
Reenacting
they're-
Star Wars.
they are reenacting. That shit rocked. Actually, I loved that so much. They're doing like, oh yeah, we're retelling the stories of like all the movies that we watched as kids, but we're using like doing them as stage plays. That's fun. That's fun. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Just like, you know, raising kids in a starving castle commune.
They're extremely domestic. You're right.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like, you know, we're joking about Christian Bale and Gerard Butler being a couple in this, but like,
for all intents and purposes, are in the movie.
yeah, like they're like a platonic couple, right? It's like, and that's great. I love that for them. It's clear that like this movie absolutely could have made them gay, very easily, because Christian Bale reacts very intensely to Gerard Butler dying in the movie, and it read as a scene that was like, my lover is dying. I don't know if that was intentional, but it reads that way, and I think fucking rocks. They should have committed more. I think they should have kissed.
That's true.
But you know, hey, I'll take what I can get. What year was this again?
2019.
Yeah, never mind. Fuck this movie.
2002. This is 1 year after 9/11. Potentially less. Yeah. Damn, this is like
oh yeah.
This is like made people like shit their pants when they saw it and think, oh my god. It's like the Twin Towers.
Oh my god. Dragon Gun Zero. Dragon Al Qaeda. Do you think Alex Jones ever said Al Qaeda dragons?
I don't think Alex Jones watched this movie. I don't think he watches movies.
He just kind of runs around the radio stations.
I think he has a little like Bacta tank he hangs out in when he's not in front of a camera.
Yeah, no, I thought that was Joe Rogan hung out in the Bacta tank with his weird nipples out. That's what that image is, right?
Did you see that picture of Alex Jones that his son posted on Snapchat of him like raiding the fridge at like 2 a.m.?
No. I want to see it badly. This picture would be manna from heaven for me.
Oh, I'm sending it right now.
Awesome.
I can't find the
Alex Jones getting food from the fridge.
His ass crack goes like all the way up to his shoulder blades.
He's got the most defined spine everyone's ever seen. Also, he doesn't have legs, unless that's like the most wild fisheye. My man has a swimmer's body. Let me tell you. Michael Phelps, look the fuck out.
He's also got the thumb head thing. Very, very fun to see.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, he's got the beard to kind of like hide it a lot of the time, but you know, some of us can see through the illusion, right?
Yeah.
You know, some of us put on the glasses, put on the glasses, and we can see through the lies and see that Alex Jones does in fact have a thumb head.
Yeah. He's not in the movie though, unfortunately.
No, Alex Jones is not in the movie. There's not even an analog for Alex Jones. There's a lot of people I think Alex Jones would like as characters though. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if Matthew McConaughey and Alex Jones have kissed.
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, I think you might be onto something with that. Matthew McConaughey in this movie, at least, so he's like the fucking grunt master in this one. He's like, this is a very McConaughey heavy movie, and really, like the fucking, like he's like fucking getting up in people's shit. He's like screaming at them. He's like delivering his lines like he's fucking he's chewing the hell out of the scenery.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he's like fucking McConaughey maxing.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Matthew McConaughey is delivering in this movie in a way that you wouldn't expect him to. He's fully committed and playing the most American you can imagine. And I love it.
And that really is like the key of why this movie fucking works is like the writing in this movie, like especially watching it a second time, this movie's script fucking sucked ass.
Yeah.
Completely. I do want to say irredeemable, but it's not because they did manage to redeem it. By virtue of like the costume department and like a couple of the leading actors specifically. Really, it's like the people delivering lines are selling the lines that are profoundly stupid.
Yeah, this script is like a sci-fi original movie. Like for real. It's not good. There's a lot of, it's like fun at times, and there's a lot of things that are enjoyable about it, but it's not good, right? We know what good looks like. It doesn't look like this, but the way that that all of the like set design, the way the costuming worked, the way that just like honestly a lot of the shot compositions and the CGI work really made this fucking movie. Yeah. And also the promotional materials for this movie also made this movie, because I remember as a young child seeing what I thought was going to be the coolest scene ever from the promotional materials turn into the most like shocking comedy that I'd seen in a minute, right? And that is, of course, when Matthew McConaughey, with his fuck off axe, is jumping off of a like a smokestack tower, to hit a dragon in the face with the axe. And from the promotional material, you assume, oh, something fucking epic is going to happen here. And it does, until Matthew McConaughey gets eaten out of the air. Despite his wild berserker attack on this thing. And I remember this very clearly because I was very into like Warhammer Fantasy at the time, right? And in Warhammer Fantasy, you have the dwarves in Warhammer Fantasy, they ran around naked with axes, and they were like, oh my god, I'm a fucking berserker, I'm gonna go, you had the Slayers, right? And I expected, I saw 1-to-1 there. I was like, Slayer, you got Matthew McConaughey with an axe, and I'm like, fuck yeah, that sounds sick. And then that happens, and I laughed out loud. In the theater, and I loved that so much. This movie sold me in that scene at the end, really, that this movie's like fucking awesome. Also, the C4 tipped, the magnesium C4 arrows. Love that.
So fucking stupid.
Yeah. Like, huh? And I get it. They were trying to do world building, right? They're trying to be like, yeah, this is based in reality, right?
Yeah, this is your hangover medicine on the end of the tip to make it explode better.
Yeah, it's magnesium, and that burns hot and will light the fucking, and it will light the C4 on fire, so it'll actually explode. Somebody got really focused on that and was like, I need this to actually work in the real world.
Because C4 is a plastic explosive. I don't think that would work in the real world.
Well, isn't the whole thing that it needs a high temperature heat to like
no, it needs
ignite
an electric current, I think.
Oh, well then yeah, it wouldn't even work. That's hilarious.
Because like that's like the deal with like plastic explosives, are stable until like electricity flows. I think.
Okay.
Maybe I'm fucking stupid. And
I mean, I don't know, because I don't know anything about plastic explosives. Haha, FBI. You can't get me for that. I actually don't know anything about these. Okay, fucking try again.
I was reading a thing recently about fucking like I was watching one of the Adam Savage videos where he's talking about Mythbusters things. He's talking about how there was this one episode of Mythbusters where they deleted all the footage and just agreed to never talk about it ever again because they accidentally discovered a combination of common household materials that was really easy to acquire and made something extremely, extremely violently explosive.
Oh my god. So what was it?
He didn't say.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. That's so cool. Adam Savage. Wait, is he alive?
Yeah, he's alive.
Oh yeah, okay. Hey, Adam Savage, definitely don't hit me with those details, okay?
If he was dead, we could have a seance. I think it would be cool to have a seance and bring someone who's dead on the podcast.
That'd be fucking pretty sick, yeah. We could have a seance and have their spirit. We could get like one of those spirit boxes from Phasmophobia.
Yeah.
And then they'll just hook it up and they'll be like, why?
Who's
why?
Dead that we can have on the podcast? We can like bring Henry Kissinger back up from hell and go,
yeah,
watch a movie.
Wanna watch a movie, Henny? Hey, Henny. Want to watch a movie with us? We could watch something that's really offensive to you. Maybe like, I don't know, maybe
documentary
Platoon?
about hold on.
Watching Platoon with Henny.
The act of killing. There we go.
What's a movie that makes Kissinger look really bad? Fuck yeah.
So the fucking movie we actually watched.
Yeah, so the movie we actually watched was Reign of Fire, starring gayer Christian Bale.
Gayer.
Yeah. What?
Nothing.
Yeah, what?
You know something?
What? Don't quote me.
Yeah, so fucking
Giardia Butler and then Matthew McConaughey. Yeah. That's it. Yep.
So to give it like some fucking broad strokes about like what fucking happens in this. The overall arc of this movie is like fucking Christian Bale and Gerard Butler have their little life together in this castle, growing tomatoes, getting kind of cross with each other sometimes.
Kind of, but they love each other, and like, and you know, whether or not they love each other, they stay together for the kids, because they have a lot of adoptees. I mean, I don't know if you know this, but in the apocalypse, a lot of parents die.
Yeah,
and so you got all these orphans, right? And you got to feed them tomatoes.
Yep. And then all of a sudden, fucking Matthew McConaughey rolls into town. He's fucking disrupting the pecking order. He's got his platoon of U.S. soldiers who flew to London to kill dragons.
We're here to kill some dragons.
And then they fight a dragon, and it's pretty cool the way they fight the dragon. Like fucking, they're in the shit. And then fucking Matthew McConaughey. There's this whole conflict between Matthew McConaughey and Christian Bale because Matthew McConaughey is like, You're a fucking civvy. You don't know what it's like to be in the shit. And then Matthew McConaughey goes on this fucking expedition with all the guys. All his guys immediately die. He comes back and is like, I was wrong. You're actually the one in the shit. I didn't know what the shit was.
I don't know anything about London.
It is cool how they sort of anticipate that he's so out of his element because in the first dragon fight scene, they're like doing the thing that they usually do, which is they have like a helicopter and they drop people out of the helicopter with these nets to catch the dragon by the wings and land it so that they can shoot the dragon.
Land the dragon so they can just shoot it in the head.
Yeah. But they can't fucking see anything because it's like fucking it's England, so it's like fucking it's like Vardenfell. You can't the draw distance is too low to hunt the dragon.
Yeah. London's basically one big cloud, and that's all of England is just clouds. And Americans, they don't know. They don't know about clouds. so they know that they need radars to figure things out, and they get that set up. But still, they need to be able to visually see dragon, and they can't. So they got it. So what do? They take 1,000 pounds of horse meat and drive it right up Matthew McConaughey's gullet. I think he's like uses words
he's
kind of like that
licking
too.
his lips too while he's saying that. He's like breathing.
He's so arch with it.
Fucking ride that horse meat straight down my gullet.
Yeah, and then fucking shoots narrowly missing Christian Bale on the horse just to fucking whack this dragon right in the face with a big ol' harpoon. And the damn thing just crashes and breaks all its bones, and he's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. It's a pretty good scene.
Yeah, time to hit it in the face with my axe. Yeah, it's a good scene. That scene really is good. It's well done. I like the depiction of the angels coming down. Oh, that's the name of the divers, by the way. They're not actually angels.
They have all of this these parallels to medieval imagery or whatever. Like they have their knights of shining armor, which are wearing the silver fire suits.
Fucking slaps. I love that scene, by the way, because a dragon's burning down the tomato patch which is what they eat.
They have 2 square feet of tomatoes.
Yeah, and that feeds everyone apparently. And they're like, we have to eat the tomatoes, or we're gonna die before they're ready to harvest. And it's and Christian Bale's like, you gotta wait, or we're not gonna have seeds.
How are they growing those fucking tomatoes when it's cloudy as shit?
I don't know. It must just be really hot all the time because dragons. I don't know. That doesn't really make any sense, but I'm just rolling with it,
Yeah, you kind of have to.
It's why did you choose tomatoes for England? I don't care. Whatever.
Turnips.
Who do you?
Do turnips. Yeah, that's what these fuckers eat. Turnip.
It's not like a dragon's going to be able to burn down your little turnip farm. They're not even going to be able to see it. It's fucking in the ground.
It's also funny how they have this little patch out there, and it's fucking you have to drive to get to there from the castle, and also apparently just no one is going. They just planted all the crops, and they're like, well, we're just going to sit here and wait for them to be ready now, and that's unfortunately not how you farm.
No, I mean, they do have that irrigation system set up that's the worst irrigation system you've ever seen, because it just sprays water off the top onto all of the plants, which if you've ever grown tomatoes, you really don't want to do that. They will get mildew. It's not good to do. Generally, you don't want to put water on leaves of plants. Fun fact, everyone. Try to avoid that. Yeah.
Generally speaking, unless you are a fucking masochist, you probably don't want to grow plants at all.
Yeah, I mean, for real, it's a lot of effort. They're great. Don't get me wrong. If you want to put the time in,
I'm glad people are growing them. I think my life is improved by people doing that, but fucking not for me, dog.
Yeah, and if you want to do it, fucking go for it. But just remember, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be as easy as putting up a couple of trellises in the middle of a little valley in England and just growing some tomatoes up them, because that's just not actually going to work. Okay. Especially when a dragon comes along and burns down your whole crop. But then you've got all these people who are starving. So there's real stakes here. They got the people in the castle, and they're like, we're starving. We need to go and eat something. So we're going to go eat the tomatoes. They sneak out in the night to go get the tomatoes and eat the tomatoes. Then they get attacked by a dragon. And Christian Bale comes to save them, and there's a fire, and you assume the dragon's going to pop through and eat their faces, right? But Christian Bale's in the silver fire suit, just walking through, and he's like, hey, come with me. And then all the irrigation turns on, is just spraying shitloads of water all over everything. And it's just like, did you have that set up before? Is that to like water your plants? If so, awful. Now clearly none of you are farmers. But you know, maybe none of them are farmers. Maybe they're all idiots, and it's fine.
That's
you know,
true.
but that's just realism. You know.
So yeah, there's that, and then they have like a big fight with the dragon at the end of the movie. It's really like the movie is like mostly like the joy of the movie is from watching like fucking like Matthew McConaughey act like a psychopath, or Christian Bale like yell at someone in a very passionate and loving way. You know, it's like this is a movie where you watch you're watching it so you can see the actors perform, you know, and there's like a limit to how much like that can be conveyed through two dipshits talking about it.
Yeah, it is. It's very visual. Anything that you will enjoy in this movie is probably visual. I gotta say, the colors in this movie, while they are like very, very well matched through the whole movie, it's like the palette is very continuous. Really could have benefited from a little bit of anything else.
Yeah, we're not quite at Snyder levels of the graying, but
yeah, it's kind of like a tan. Yeah. It's like a tan through the whole thing, you know, and you do see like, oh, there's tomatoes, and you know, there's like other things there's like reds that show up sometimes, but for the most part, it's pretty desolate. And you get it. It's like an apocalypse movie. That is kind of the way they go, but just throw a little something in there. I don't know what, you know, maybe have like a nice you know, some like nice color motif that actually moves through the movie.
You could fucking contrast the gray, like have the grays as like a neutral, and you can have like the fucking like amp up the oranges and the yellow from the fire. And then you could also, on the other end of the spectrum, you could have like some scenes where there's water, you know, and there's symbolic value to that, and it's like colored in a way that makes the water seem extra, you know.
Yeah. I mean, it's England. Have it rain.
There you
have
go.
A rainy scene, you know. Goddamn. But anyways, you know, this movie's been made for 20 years, so what are you gonna do about it, right?
Yeah. Well, when they make the sequel, maybe they'll hit us up.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
When they start the Reign of Fire cinematic universe. You know, I kind of feel like we're living in the Reign of Fire world, except instead of the world being taken over by dragons, it's been taken over and laid to waste by automobiles.
Oh, yeah.
People driving their fucking cars around. Cars are the real dragons.
That's so true. I thought you were going to go a different way. You were going to say Dragon's Den rather than real dragons. And I was going to be like, yeah, that's fair, you know. That's fair. Capitalism is tearing the world apart. So
you're talking about Dragon's Den. Are you talking about like the UK Shark Tank?
I am, yeah. I was keeping it on brand for the fucking for the movie, right?
Who's on Dragon's Den? Has Christian Bale ever been on Dragon's Den?
That's a good question. I have no idea. I've never seen an episode. But
I don't know if he would be on that.
Looking it up.
No,
I don't think so.
He has been.
I don't think he's like a venture capitalist or anything like that.
No,
so.
But you know, sometimes people have money and they do stupid.
Yeah, and sometimes, I mean, you know, fucking, that's how Goop happened.
You know, she's been on fucking Gwyneth Paltrow has been on Shark Tank. Were you there when we were having that conversation?
I think I was there when we were talking about it, and I was shocked when I heard it then. But now I'm like, oh yeah, of course,
of course, my Goop,
of course. Of course, jade egg in my pussy. Vagina candle.
It's like coming with a vagina when you sniff this candle.
You think Drew Carey's ever been on Shark Tank?
I think this show would be really entertaining.
It'd be way better. What if it was actually a comedy show at all? What if it was fun? Okay, so here's a pitch, okay? What if we made Shark Tank, but it was fun?
Here's my pitch. What if we made Shark Tank, right? But only one of the sharks actually has any money, and you're trying to figure out, you're
Oh.
trying to adjust your pitch on the fly
Ooh.
based on who is interested and who you think
Mhm.
you're actually selling. Because like you and I would be on the show and we'd be like, yeah, this sounds like a really great idea, and then like we make an offer and it's like, well, I got about $10 in my bank account right now.
Yeah, but they're tenting our hands, being like, yes. Tell me more about the schematic.
What do you think your
And
business
then-
plan is going? What do you perceive the rate of return on your investment be?
Yeah, and then Alex's business would be like, well, we're offering a 10% share in our company. It's like, well, I do only have $10.
And they fucking said something because they've got to pick who stays of the sharks, you know, like they
Yeah. Yeah, the sharks stay, and if they don't pick the real shark, that shark gets dropped into like a pit of lava. But all the fake sharks are just gonna laugh as they burn.
Yeah. Yep, and then they'll go down and swim in the lake of fire for the rest of eternity.
Yeah, they'll go all the way down. The lava is just the beginning, baby.
Just a little teaser.
Just a little teaser of what's to come. You can get to go see your good friend Henny. Go see Henny and Helly.
He's got like a fucking pig snout.
Do you think Henry Kissinger is actually like become part of the machine of hell in hell? Do you think that's what happened? Do you think he's like do you think he gets like demonified, you know?
That's a good question. I think you probably get demonified if you don't want to be, and I think you would want to be. You know?
Oh, interesting. Yeah, interesting.
I think probably they save that for like fucking Socrates or who else? Who are some other people in hell, like the interesting people?
Plato?
Plato?
Yeah, you know, the cave allegory was all about being a pederast. So. Why did I think that was a funny joke?
Yeah, I think Jeffrey Epstein is who you're thinking of.
Jeffrey Epstein, there we go. Yeah, okay. We have, you know, many historical pederasts.
Yeah, something people have been into for a long time, it turns out.
It turns out all these people in powerful positions keep being pederasts. What the fuck's up with that? I can't imagine why that's happening. You can't see it right now, but I'm literally tapping my eye with each finger like I'm wiping away a tear. And it's you know,
here's someone in hell.
My affectation at the moment is cunty, okay? Is what I'm trying to say, okay?
Here's someone who's in hell right now is the first John Fetterman before they replaced him.
Why would the first one be in hell?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Probably like cross the street wrong or some jaywalker.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously. Wow.
Or mixed fabrics once.
8 fish on a Friday.
David Bowie. There you go. There's someone who's in hell.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah.
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 Do you have anything else to say about the movie? What else fucking happened?
Let's see. I guess maybe we should do like a favorite scene.
Favorite scene.
Yeah, the music boring.
So my favorite scene, it's got to be when the fucking Alpha Chad male dragon is attacking their hippie commune, and fucking Gerard Butler eats it, and fucking Christian Bale is losing his shit. He kneels down in front of the kids and is like trying to guide them, because they've got a little fucking prayer they say whenever they're sad about the dragons killing their whole family.
Yeah.
And he's trying to lead them in prayer, and he's fucking breaking down, and someone else leads it too. I don't know. I thought it was really well done.
Yeah, it was really nice. You know, and it just like, yeah, his like husband's dead, and he's just like. And he's like, oh God, oh God, oh God. And somebody else comes in and steps in and deals with it. And he looks fucked up.
Yeah.
He's great.
As it turns
Christian
out,
Bale fucking sells it.
Turns out Christian Bale Man of the craft. I don't know if anyone realized that until now.
He can act. It's funny because there's a lot of movies where he doesn't do a ton of it. But in this one, it's so funny because he can do it. And then what do they put him in? They're like, oh, we'll put him in American Psycho. Okay. What is he going to do in that? He's going to be the most stone cold killer, walking around having an inner monologue while making no emotional. Okay. Cool. What else is he going to do? Batman. What is he going to do in there? He's going to have a mask on. Okay, cool. Okay. What about Equilibrium? Oh yeah, we'll put him in there, but he can't feel any emotions. Okay.
We're gonna watch that fucking movie.
Yeah, we're gonna watch that movie eventually. That movie's a mixed bag for me. I do love it, but I also kind of hate it.
There's some very hateable.
There's some really hateable scenes.
Fucking Equilibrium, people, especially my podcast co-host, are gonna hate me for saying this, but the Matrix walked to Equilibrium. I gotta
I don't know. It's just like, the thing is that, like, the Matrix, like, say what you will about the sequels, but the Matrix, the first one,
overrated, fucking boring movie.
Yeah, I mean, like, yes, but also same with Equilibrium is kind of my thing, It's like Equilibrium is not, it's like got some cool shit going on, but it also just looks bad, like, all the time. There's so few scenes where I'm like, this looks really good.
I'll have to watch it again. We'll have to.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, for sure.
About that one.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that happening. I could see this being a versus moment. But but the thing is that we'll just go to therapy, and I'll make some overtures about how I'm going to be a better person, and Monk will
I'll show up drunk,
berate me. And we'll get through it for the kids, okay? And by kids, I do mean listeners.
Do mean you specifically, whoever you are.
I do mean you. I'm pointing at you right now.
Speaking of our fucking listeners, we got some voicemails from one listener. This is actually, I think we said we weren't going to talk about verses. Brought it up. Now we've got some voicemails, I think, about verses. From Trogdor Runner, first time listener, long time caller.
Good old Troggy Doggy. Let's go.
I don't think that's true. They haven't listened to a lot of episodes. Okay, here we go. Voicemail number 1.
Hey, this is Troggy Doggy again. I am at the very beginning of the Versus episode. I believe I mentioned I skipped the Drive episode after you guys started talking about plot because I haven't actually seen it. But you guys are at the very beginning of Versus talking about Highlander and mixing up Clancy Brown with the protagonist of Highlander, whose name escapes me, and that's not relevant. But I'm named after Highlander, and I agree with both of you that it does require a bit of tightening up, and also Clancy Brown is a fantastic villain. I need to rewatch the movie because I don't remember a whole lot about it, but I remember him. Clancy Brown is also Mr. Krabs, which I will always appreciate him for, and he's also a cop in Beyond Detroit. The cop, because it's not Beyond Detroit, whatever the fuck it's called. Detroit becomes
Beyond Human.
Radio.
Yeah. Become Human.
If you want to see if his worst acting, his entire career, definitely, it's probably any of those cutscenes. Anyway, I just wanted to give my 2 cents there. Really relevant to the actual episode because it sounds like it's going to be an interesting one, and I will probably never check out first. So, have fun.
Christopher Lambert is Connor McLeod.
Yeah. Christopher Lambert is Connor McLeod, but we were talking about Clancy Brown because Clancy Brown plays the villain in Highlander, and
they're making a new Highlander.
I love Henry Cavill actually, so I will probably be okay with that.
I don't think any of the other cast knows. Yeah. I'll watch it.
If they can get like a pretty good villain for it and have Henry Cavill as the pro tag, I'm good with that. Or if Henry Cavill is playing the villain, I'm good with that too.
Yeah.
Fucking put Henry Cavill in. Just do it. Anything that involves like fucking supernatural hero stuff, put Henry Cavill in. Just do it.
Yeah.
Unless you're Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder, you fuck off. Leave my boy alone.
We've actually got a second voicemail has hit Edging with Trash and Monk.
Oh, before we start it,
Yeah.
Mr. Krabs, Clancy Brown playing Mr. Krabs, mind blown. I had no idea. I love that. That's fucking awesome. Clancy Brown continues to be the best.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Brown.
Was he the best in Detroit Become Human?
No, probably not. But nobody was the best in Detroit Become Human. That game was just a travesty, it seems like. So.
This is Froggy Doggy again. I left the voicemail at the beginning of the Versus episode, and now I'm at the end of the Versus episode. I think Monk has definitely convinced me to put this on my list, but it's probably not very urgent. Once I do, of course, I'll let y'all know which one I think will win. I think low budget will always win over my heart and give it a little extra charm. And the Mortal Kombat comparison, like I know Mortal Kombat has so many flaws if you want to talk on a technical level of script writing and just like cinematography, even acting, of course, is lackluster. But it's that pure level of schlock. I think what wasn't articulated was there is a difference between being self-aware and even being self-aware of the genre that you're in, and maybe winking a little bit. But that is a far cry from spoofing a genre or making fun of the genre, right? So it sounds like this is more in the former camp, rather or camp, whatever, versus being self-aware was brought up. So I'll definitely check that out. Yeah. All right. Also, I would recommend once you all start doing the Star Wars episodes, if you haven't already, do it in release order rather than chronological order. Of course, sequels and prequels are always directly talking to the previous medium. So it makes more sense to do that rather than chronologically. It's like whatever you want to do, but I think it's more interesting to watch it 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. Anyway,
that is interesting.
Y'all have a good one.
Yeah. So 0.1 for the Versus enjoyers. 0.0 for the Versus hater.
So you are talking about a Troggy Doggy who has not watched the movie. So
0.1, I'll put it on my
saying.
list. So what if I have known Troggy Doggy since we were both literally 3 years old?
I understand that there's loyalty that comes with that. But I do hope that Troggy Doggy has the integrity to look past, these these baser instincts of loyalty and try and see through to the art that isn't existing in Versus.
Okay. What order are we watching these Star Wars movies in? I was gonna let you do that because I thought you were gonna be like fucking picky about it, but
Trog brings up a good point.
Yeah.
Like they are all in release order in reference to other media, right? But also in some of the special editioning and stuff like that happens, kind of does that in a reverse way as well. So Star Wars ends up being kind of a mishmash of referencing and counter referencing. And I don't know. It is interesting to bring up because definitely A New Hope onto Return of the Jedi does have its own sort of like texture and that feels very standout and its own from everything else. But I am tempted to go in universe chronological because I think that's funnier.
The thing about in-universe chronological that always gets me, and I really have no opinion on this, is that it's very funny going from episode 3 to episode 4 and going like, wow, everyone really just went wild with their hair after the fucking Republic fell, huh?
Yeah. Wow. Things got weird. Yeah, I mean, and also I think there's another thing going on here, and that is that the movies vary so wildly in quality that just having like the reprieve of going from 3 to 4 is huge. Because
Yeah, that's true. Because we'd go from 3 to 7 to 8 and then to 9.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, so we're talking about 1, which is a fine movie. It's not good, but it's fine. I know I'm showing my hand here, okay, but how I would rate these movies is that Phantom Menace is actually an okay movie, right? It doesn't get bogged down in a lot of the bullshit that the prequels are known for. That really starts in episode 2, and episode 2 sucks, and episode 3 is about as bad as episode 2. So you have this like this mediocre note going to like some really bad movies. They're flashy, they're okay to look at, but there's nothing else going on. And then you go from that back up to A New Hope, which also here's another thing, a hot take even. A New Hope's a bit of a mess. I think that a lot of people remember it more fondly than they should. It's not to say it's like a bad movie, but it's very much like a screen test for a lot of technology, not so much like a well acted movie or a well directed movie, because it's not. And then you get to Empire, great movie, wildly loved by everyone. Return of the Jedi, fine movie. You just want to have this wave, right? This wave of like, okay, how much punishment am I going to put people through at a time, right? And it's already bad enough that you're going, 1, 2, 3, because it's like you got 1, which is like, do you really want to hang around from 1? And then you get 2, and it's like, well, nobody wants to. I don't want to watch this. And then 3, oh God, why am I watching this? You need some help. You need someone to drag you out of the pits from that, right? And you need some better movies, but that's a rhythm thing,
Yeah,
that's a rhythm thing.
You could make the opposite point though, where it's like you need to start on a strong note, because otherwise, why the fuck would, like, if 1, 2, and 3 were the first 3 Star Wars movies, I think they would have made a 4, 5, and 6.
No, I mean honestly, from the continuation of the original trilogy beyond the first movie, let's
take this fucking thought experiment even further. Let's say they made Star Wars Episode 1 and then they made Star Wars Episode 2. And do you think Star Wars Episode 2, in a universe where the only other Star Wars media was Episode 1, would have made enough money to warrant any sequels at all?
They would have gotten just like consistently worse. Like, here's the thing: if Starship Troopers can do it, you know what I'm saying?
So you would have gotten worse, like the third Starship Troopers movie.
Oh no, I mean Starship Troopers 3 is the. Okay, here's the thing: Starship Troopers 3 gets better, but it's not because of funding.
Right? I'm fucking.
I know you're fucking with me. But I have to defend myself to the populace.
Okay.
So like Starship Troopers 3 gets better because of a director who cares.
At what point do we watch the Christmas special?
Oh God! I mean, I feel like
I haven't seen it.
I feel like
honestly.
that's between 2 and 3, or no, that's between that's between 6 and 7, or 5 and 6. I can't remember.
We could literally just like watch it.
Should we start with that?
We could start or end with it. Like, we don't have to get that into. I don't think it's not canon anyway, right?
No, they decanonized it.
Yeah, because George Lucas
despite being
hated it.
Because George Lucas is a coward.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, how can you hate this, right? Let me describe this to you. All you people who have not experienced the Star Wars Christmas special, okay? How can you hate this? It is like an hour long, okay? It is based on Kashyyyk, the Wookiee planet.
Mhm.
The Wookiees do not have subtitle. But they're doing most of the talking through the movie. So it's all through tone. All of the conversation is happening through tone between these characters. And they're just living their lives day to day for the most part. It's bonkers. But it's also fucking sick. Like there's like full scenes where it's like, what do people watch on TV? On Life Day on Kashyyyk, and the answer is weird clowns doing crazy dances. And I love that. I love that so much.
Yeah, I haven't
It's
seen
like
it.
the most
I'm looking forward to it.
unhinged piece of media. And if there's one kind of media I love, it's unhinged bullshit. God damn, it's beautiful. God damn. Yeah, no, we'll do it. We'll watch it. All we have to do is get the Patreon set up for real, and by we I mean I have to.
Yeah.
And then we can start recording episodes of it. Yeah, and then you
Means we're gonna have
beautiful
to do
listeners.
fucking 2 of these fucking things a week.
I mean, we don't have to do it every week for that.
Yeah, that's true.
You know.
Eventually, we'll have to do 2. Once you people start fucking opening the faucets, you know.
Yeah. Once we start getting like really noticed by people like Drew Carey, Seth Rogen with massive bazongas.
I forgot about that bit.
Yeah, no, that wasn't that a good bit though. That was our first episode.
Second episode.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, my bad. Same episode, whatever.
Everything before everything in season 1 sort of blurs together. Right?
Yeah, it does. You know, that's fair. I was also
season-
blurred.
We gotta just we gotta do something to justify this being on season 3 at some point. Maybe we'll give it another 50 episodes or so.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Have like season 2 be
the fuck is a
extremely long.
season?
I don't.
Yeah,
I
season
really
2 just
don't
keeps
know.
going.
Season 1 and
Yeah.
season 2 felt like it was a. I don't know what we do to go from season 2 to season. Probably we haven't got like another host on or.
Yeah. We can get like a bigger host team so that when we do this, like if somebody needs to like take a day off, they can just do it. You know, I mean, hey, that's fair, you know. Yeah, you know, it can't rain all the time, Monk.
I think that's the end of the podcast. I don't think we're getting.
I think so, yeah.
To say.
Yeah, I think that's good.
You can find us in all the places. It's in the description. And we're at Edging Podcast on Twitter. I still am very fond of the fact that we are at Edging.
Yeah, that's amazing, frankly.
We're at edgelordpod@gmail.com. Send us an email. 920-350-EDGE 920-350 for the Edging Hotline.
No, yeah, just anything. Frankly, it doesn't even have to be about the podcast. I mean, it's good if it's about the podcast, but if you don't want to talk about the podcast, you just want to talk about something else.
I don't always want to talk about
that.
the podcast. That's like the number one thing I'm trying to do when I'm on the podcast is not talk about the podcast.
Yeah, we do make a concerted effort to not talk about the thing that we're podcasting about while we're on the podcast. Like, I don't know if you've noticed this, listener, but
I don't know if you noticed from the 30 minutes talking about Drew Carey coming with a pussy that he talked about. And until next time, until you come with your own pussy, listener.
May the deep dish bless you and keep you.